Hello and welcome to Perfectly Spoken, lesson 21. My name is Natalie and today we are going to talk about the futures, all the futures in English, and I don't know if you have noticed, but the title of the lesson is, let me show you again, Futures and First Conditional. So, in fact, on the website, it just puts futures, but I am going to give you an extra special treat of the first conditional as well, okay? Because the first conditional does use will. Anyway, okay, so let's have a look at what is in the lesson today. Okay. So, in this class, we will look at the uses of will. We will look at, as I said, first conditional. We will do a quiz, okay? So, in this lesson, it's a quiz. It's a quiz, a kind of listening, thinking, grammar, functional language quiz. Okay, so you will have to think. It's very exciting. Okay, and also we will also do in this lesson a review of the futures, a very quick summary so that you have kind of an idea. We have a lot of different ways of using the future in English. Sometimes it's a bit confusing because sometimes more than one future is possible. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't panic. Just time and practice will help you. Okay? That's a promise. All right, okay, so let's have a look at our first slide. Are you ready? Right, okay. So, we've got, if you don't study English, you won't get a good job. Is that true for you? Is that true or not? What about this? If you don't study English, your parents will be disappointed. Disappointed. Now, disappointed is an adjective. It means, like, for example, you feel, oh, like that. Is that kind of feeling. Oh, that's disappointed. Okay? All right. So, if you don't study English, you won't improve. Improve is to get better. Okay, so is that true for you? That is true for everyone, I think. And if you don't study English, you won't get into university. Is that true for you? Now, get into here, interesting phrasal verb, which means to get a place in a university, okay? So get into university, all right? And if you don't study English, you won't be able to study abroad. Now, abroad is a funny word. It's actually an adverb, and it means outside of your country. So, for example, I live abroad because I don't live in the country where I was born. Yeah, I live in Spain. I'm from London, England, and I live here. So I live abroad. Okay. And also another thing, won't be able to. Remember, you have will, it's a modal verb, and you have can, it's a modal verb, and you cannot put two modal verbs together. No, why? I don't know. But so here, instead of putting will, can, we have to use be able to. In a future class, we will talk about this, but that's just extra information. Extra information. Okay? Right, so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the grammar here. Okay, so in the first part of the sentence, you've got if. If, it's like a condition. If you don't study English, then all these possible consequences, these are possible consequences, okay? Maybe they are true for you, maybe not. But look at the grammar. You've got won't get, so will not, won't get, will be, won't improve, won't get into, won't be able to. Okay, so you're using will. So now, as I said at the beginning of the class, this is first conditional. So what is first conditional? Let's have a look. Okay, so first conditional, you have first part is if plus present simple. And then you have, one moment, the second part you have will or won't plus infinitive. So for example, if you don't study, in this case it was present simple negative, you won't get a good job, or in affirmative, if you study, you will get a good job. Okay, so first conditional, you have a condition and you have a possible consequence. Okay, condition and possible consequence. And what's interesting is the condition and the possible consequence, you can put it round the other way. Let's look at some examples. Okay, here we are. We have some examples. Right. If I don't go to bed early tonight, I'll be very tired tomorrow. If he is late, my mother will be really annoyed. My daughter will be really happy if her friend comes to play. My aunt will bake a cake if she knows you are coming to visit. Okay, so did you see here we had the if present simple and the will or won't plus infinitive, and they were in different positions. Yes? Okay, let's have a look again at the examples. So here you've got the present simple, and here you've got present simple in the second position. Okay, so here I don't go to bed early tonight. If he is late, And then if her friend comes to play, and if she knows you are coming to visit. Okay? So, you see the two positions? All right. And now, let's have a look again at the original examples. So now you know how to form some sentences in the first conditional. So a good way to practice this is to just think of some real situations for you or your family. So for example, if I don't study English, what will happen? What's the consequence? Or if I drink 5 cups of coffee, what will happen? Okay, so think of some situations and think of some consequences, and that will help you to practice the first conditional. All right, so remember you can always stop the video and go back and write the examples. You can also listen again and again and again. It's very, very good practice, and it's very good to help your pronunciation. Okay, very good. All right. Are you ready to continue? Now we are going to look at other uses of will. Okay, so we've looked at will in first conditional and now some other uses. Okay, that maybe you know these and maybe not. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got offers. So for example, I'll get this. So you say, no, it's okay. I'll get this means I'll pay. I'll pay. Okay. So I'll get this if you're in a bar having a coffee with a friend and they go to pay, you go, no, I'll get this or I'll pay. Notice the pronunciation, because in speech we don't often say I will. We say I'll. It's a very quick sound. I'll. You need to try and practice I'll get this. I'll. Okay, it's a great sound actually. It's quite a satisfying sound. So practice I'll. I'll. Okay, I'll get this. Okay, and some other examples. Let's have a look. I'll make the tea. I'll make the tea. That's good. I love tea, remember? In fact, I have some tea. I always have tea. I'm English. It's very important to drink tea at least 8 times a day. But I drink tea with a lot of milk because I don't like strong tea. I like tea with lots of water and lots of milk. Okay, right. Let's go to, I'll open the window. I'll open the window. I'll open the window. Don't worry, I'll open the window. Okay, so you've got offers. Right, other uses. Oh, I'll cook the dinner. Oh, fantastic. I want somebody to say that to me. I'll cook the dinner. Fantastic. Because I love eating, but I don't like cooking. So, now, other uses of will. We've got threats. Threats. Threats are you. I'll kill you. That kind of things that you use a lot with your children, unfortunately, or with brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I hear my children say this a lot to each other. Okay, so let's look at the examples. For example, I'll tell mum, I'll tell mum, I'll kill you. Obviously not really. It's just an expression. We use it a lot, but really it's not a very nice expression. Maybe in films, you see this in films as well. Right, and another use of will is, look, right, other uses of will are promises. I promise I'll call you every day. I promise I'll help you tomorrow. I promise I'll study more next term. Okay, so for promises, we use will. So, because will is about volition, it's about I want to do this. It's yes, I will. I will study English every day. I will watch all Natalie's perfectly spoken lessons. Okay. Right. And another use for requests. Okay, so here you've got some good examples of requests. You've got, will you tell him that I called? Will you open the window? Will you order me a coffee? Will you make me a cup of tea, please? Okay, and notice, so here we've got will for request, but you can actually place the will and use can. Both are correct. So, will you tell him that I called, or sorry, can you tell him that I called? Both fine. Will you open the window, or can you open the window? Will you order me a cup of coffee, or can you order me a cup of coffee? Can you make me a cup of tea, please, or will you make me a cup of tea, please? They're both correct. Both correct, both acceptable. So you choose your favourite and use that, okay? And now we are going to talk about, very quickly, we're going to say goodbye to Will, bye Will, and look at going to. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of my New Year's resolutions. Now, New Year's resolutions are when you make promises kind of or intentions to yourself about the future that you want to do. Okay, so let's have a look at some of my New Year's resolutions for 2018. Here we are. I'm going to start doing more exercise. Yes, it's true. We're going to phone each other more often. This is me and my brother. I have a brother, and we are not very good at keeping in contact. So we're going to phone each other more often. Yes, it's important. Family are important. I'm going to turn my phone off at night. Yes, remember your phrasal verb. I'm going to turn it off. Look, off. Completely off. Okay, and I'm not going to eat so much butter. Butter. Do you eat butter in your country? In England, we eat quite a lot of butter. I love butter. Bread and butter, toast and butter, crumpets and butter. I love butter. So butter is not good for your weight. So I'm not going to eat so much butter. A little bit, yes, but not too much. Okay, so notice for these intentions, we use going to. Okay, remember we can pronounce it gonna. So, and the subject with the verb to be and the infinitive. Do you remember? Do you remember future going to? Okay, so here you can see that we use going to. Don't forget the verb to be. Some people say we going to. No, we're going to. Okay. And now, oh, very exciting. Yes. So maybe before we do the quiz, maybe you could think about your New Year's resolutions. What are they? Do you have any? I always have resolutions at New Year and also in September, because for me, September is like the new year. It's like the beginning of the year, because I'm a teacher in Europe. And in Europe, the academic year starts in September. So like September for me is like a new year. So every September I go, right, okay, this year I'm going to be more organized. This year I'm going to correct my students' work more quickly. This year I'm going to save money, for example. Okay, so your new year, is it January? Is it September? When is it for you? Think about that. Maybe write down some intentions. I think it's good to have intentions, no? I don't know. I like it. I like to every year to have some good goals. Sometimes I don't follow my intentions, but I like having intentions, new intentions. Do you? Okay, now we're going to go on to the quiz. Okay, so are you ready? We've got different situations. Let's have a look. Okay, so what would you say in these situations? Right, so for example, you are in a bar and you want to order a drink. Would you say, can I have a beer, please? Give me a beer, please. Or I'll have a beer, please. What do you think? Are you ready for the answer? Okay, and the answer is A and C. Both are possible. Can I have a beer, please? And I'll have a beer, please. Okay, both are possible. Give me a beer, please, B, is grammatically correct, but it's not polite. I don't recommend it. Okay, next situation. You want to ask your friend about his plans this weekend. Which sentences would you use? Have you got any plans this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? What did you do this weekend? Are you going out this weekend? Might you go out this weekend? Okay, are you ready for the answer? Oh, sorry. Oh, there's one more. What will you do tonight? Okay, you ready for the answer? All of these are possible. Have you got any plans this weekend? Fine, no problem. Have you got any plans? Also, you can say, do you have any plans this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Present continuous for future plans. Completely correct. C, no, because it's talking about the past. D, present continuous, asking about a plan. Are you going out this weekend? And E, might you go out this weekend? This is possible, but probably lower frequency. It's very formal. It sounds very formal, but it's possible. It's grammatically possible. And what will you do tonight? Doesn't sound like you're asking about a plan. Okay, are you ready for the next one? You want to make some changes in your life. I'm going to do more exercise and eat more healthily. I might make a cake. I'll probably go out later. Now, all these sentences are grammatically correct. There are no mistakes, but which one matches the situation? Yes, of course, it's A. I'm going to do more exercise and eat more healthily. This is true for me, yes, of course. Okay, it is raining. Your friend doesn't have an umbrella. Okay? Which would you say? I don't want to drive you home. I'll drive you home. Or I'm going to bed now. Remember, this is your friend. Okay, so yes, of course. I'll drive you home. It's an offer. It's an offer. Maybe you're thinking, A, I don't want to drive you home, or C, but if you want to keep your friend, probably B is the best option. Okay. Your children are tired, but don't want to go to bed. You are not happy about this. What do you say? If you don't go to bed, I won't read you a story. If you don't go to bed, I'll be very happy. If you don't go to bed, I'll tell Santa Claus. So which one, for a good parent, which one? Yes, really A is the best, but shh, don't tell anyone. In December, C gets used a lot. I'm not suggesting it's a good idea, but Santa Claus sometimes is very, very useful, but only in December. Okay, but really the best, if you don't go to bed, I won't read you a story. Okay, next one. You hear a knock at the door. What do you say? I'll go. I am going. I went. Probably the best. Oh, I want to go. Probably the best is I'll go. It's a spontaneous decision. It's a spontaneous decision. You go, oh, I'll go. Or it's also like an offer. I'll go. Right? Okay. Number 7. It is very hot in the office. You want to open a window. So which one? I open the window. Shall I open the window? I'll open the window. Or I might open the window. Are you ready for the answer? I think B and C are both. In B, you're asking for permission and making a suggestion. And C, you're making a decision to do it. D is possible too. You could say, I might open the window just, and then you see if people agree or not. So in fact, D is possible too, but probably most frequent are B or C. Okay, now in this section, you just have to look at the sentences and think, what is the situation? Where is this person? Right, so here we go. So the first one, he's going to score. Here you've got the gonna instead of going to. He's going to score. Yes, probably watching a football match. He's going to score. Score a goal. So probably watching a football match. The next one, I'll have the chicken, please. And here, yes, probably in a restaurant. There's two options, fish or chicken. You say, I'll have the chicken. And the next one, if you don't tell me, I'll kill you. Maybe this is in a film or, well, hopefully in a film or a movie. And the last one, I'll call you as soon as I land. Land is a verb here, not a noun. Land is land on a plane. So probably this is when somebody is going on a plane. Yes, and they say, I'll call you as soon as I land, or as soon as the plane lands. Okay, so those were the situations. So, very good. Lots of information. I hope you did well on the quiz. Now I'm just going to show you a quick summary of the future. Maybe you would like to write this down, and I'll just talk you through it very quickly, and then we will be at the end of the lesson for today. Okay, so here we go. Right. So you've got here different uses of the future. So you've got might, future possibility, when you're deciding. For example, I might go out, I might stay in. Then will, so we use will for lots of different reasons. Predictions with probably, I'll probably go out, I'll probably stay in. For offers, threats and promises. For future truths, like I will be 48 next week. For promises, as I said before, first conditional and spontaneous decisions. And going to we use for predictions. For example, it's going to rain. He's going to score a goal. Manchester United are going to win. And for intentions, like the New Year's resolutions. And present continuous with future plans, planned actions. Okay, so notice we don't use will for planned actions. And present simple for timetabled events, for example, train times, plane times, bus times, theatre or cinema times, okay? So maybe you could write down this this table and write an example for each use. That would be good, very good practice. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me in lesson 21, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And here's a quick review to show you what we looked at in today's class. So we looked at the uses of will, first conditional, we did a fantastic quiz, and we looked at a quick review of futures. Okay. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very soon in lesson 22. Thank you. Take care. Bye.